Hello everyone, and welcome to this month's edition of Atos Rad Chat. This month we'll be focusing our energies on our expert community, and Claire Unwin will be here as our guest speaker. Rad Chat was really established for a variety of purposes, and first and foremost we pulled our program together so that we had a vehicle to share information across internally and externally. RAD is an acronym that stands for Recruiting and Diversity. And the purpose of these chats is to let you know more about our brand, what we have as far as programs go for our employees here within the company, and how this impacts our ability to serve our clients. I'm Denise Reed-Lamoureux, Global Chief Diversity Officer, and together with Bernard Carey, who is head of our recruiting division, we sponsored this program so that we can get information out to potential applicants and also more information for our current employees on these wonderful programs we have in place for our people. Without further ado, I'm going to turn the microphone over to Claire Unwin so she can share her expertise on the expert community. Claire, it's all yours.
Thank you, Denise. Thank you for asking me to talk about the expert community at Atos. I joined a couple of years ago, and my expertise is in software application and user experience design. And so I applied and have been made a senior expert, not just because of the grey hair. And I'm one of, as you see, there's 2,700 experts in the community across the whole of Atos, so that's global, across all our 73 countries. And within the expert community, there are currently 13 domains, they're called, and they tend to be very technical bias, which makes it a little bit more difficult for me because I tend to be across multiple disciplines. And that's actually one of the things I love about the expert community is it's cross-discipline, it's global. And when I drill into the subdomain, so within each domain, there are technical topics. So, for example, in software, I'm part of the Agile Methodologies program and the interaction and user experience design. And within that, we have working groups. So I was lucky enough to go to our annual conference this year, which was in Madrid. Of the community, I think there were about 400 people were invited, and I was invited to speak on voice interfaces, since that's one of my passions. And that was great. That was the power of voice.
And it sounds fascinating. And, you know, if I were an employee and was interested in learning more about this and getting involved, what do I have to do? Where do I go? How do I get started?
Well, there's information on our Atos website, and you can see what we spoke about at the last expert community. You see the agenda there, and you can see on our public website who are the experts and what kind of topics we follow. And once you're within Atos, there are 4 levels in the expert community. The top level is what's called a fellow, and I think there are very few fellows in the organisation, but they're typically people that will have written a thought-leading paper on a very specific topic. Or you could be a distinguished expert or a senior expert like me. And we're looking for people who have got interests outside the company, who've published blogs or papers or books or PhDs, and have a really deep knowledge of some aspect of our business technologies.
And, you know, I think it's fascinating that we offer this. It's sort of a hidden gem within the company that we have this cadre of people who are truly devoted in this space and help us internally with our projects, as well as, you know, share the information externally too. It's incredibly important, this work you are all doing. And while you and I were chatting, you mentioned several projects that are in the works that are simply fascinating, and I can't wait to revisit with you next year once we can talk more specifically about them. So from a perspective, you mentioned the numbers earlier, that there are, you know, thousands of us in the expert community. How about the generation, or excuse me, the generational and the gender balance within the community? Where do we stand with that?
So generationally, I think it's very strong and it is very diverse. We have graduates all the way up to people that I've been in the company for 28 years, and there are people who've been here even longer, with many, many years of experience. So generationally, I think we have a very good mix. As I say, we are global, so we have a good cultural mix, all the way from India to Spain to Brazil to North America, back to Latvia, for example. On the gender side, it's definitely something we want to improve. So I think at the moment, 10% of the experts are female, and that reflects our technical divisions as well. So typically, and this isn't, I mean, I'm very involved in getting, we do school placements for girls that want to come and have a week at Atos and see what it's like. And I think the problem isn't just with getting girls into IT companies doing technical subjects. It's a little deeper than that in terms of STEM subjects, and at what point in our schools do we start to be turned off by sciences?
And you know, that's a very good point. So it's something that all IT companies are facing currently. And although we're not alone, Atos has a huge emphasis on recent graduate hire, as well as increasing the percentage of women who work here at our company and women in senior level roles. So consider applying to work with us today. We have so many different advantages to offer our employees, and getting involved in a program such as the Experts Community is just one of the things you can do. You can apply on our website. You'll learn more about our diversity programs when you visit this site. And know too that you can apply for our newsletter that goes out to potential applicants, and that we have a need in so many spaces here at the company and really are looking for you and your expertise. So join us today. Thank you very much, Claire. Looking forward to having you back as a guest next year.
You're welcome. Thanks, Denise. Bye now.
Bye now.